What's up guys, today we're playing some Izzet Affinity featuring Weapons Manufacturing. So Weapons Manufacturing is a newer card from Edge of Eternities. This card pairs very well with Pinnacle Emissary because if you have this on the battlefield, you're casting a bunch of artifacts, usually free artifacts, you're making a bunch of munitions tokens, and then we have 3 engineered explosives. So we have 3 in the deck because 1, they trigger Weapons Manufacturing for free, and you can pop all the tokens and just one-shot your opponent. So whenever one of these munitions tokens is destroyed, you get to deal 2 damage to any target. So in addition to the engineered explosives, you're also running 1 Claws of Gix. So Claws of Gix says, sacrifice a permanent, you gain 1 life. So you pay 1 mana, you sack a munitions token, deal 2 damage. You can pick up small creatures or just dome your opponent. The rest of the deck is just your typical Izzet Affinity deck. All your zeros here, your Mox Opals. We get to run Tormod's Crypt just because it's a free 0-drop. Ideally, you want to warp Pinnacle Emissary on turn 1, cast all your 0-drops, maybe you can get some Mox Opals, and then eventually cast Kappa Cannoneer on turn 1. So we've done this a lot in previous videos, which I'll link up here. But for this deck, we're trying to do that, but then we also have the Weapons Manufacturing. Moving on to our sideboard, we have 3 Consigned Memory for Eldrazi decks, some decks with triggered abilities, 2 Detect Intrusion, this is one of the Spider-Man cards. I like this against heavy spell decks and decks with Wrath Disguise. Mystical Dispute for blue decks, Blood Moon for greedy mana bases, 1 Emery for grindy matches, 1 Vandal Blast for artifact decks, 2 Galvanic Blast and Whip Flare. These are for heavy creature decks. So that's just a brief overview of Izzet Affinity in Modern. Before we get into the video, I'm going to quickly talk to you guys about becoming a YouTube channel member. You'll get access to a lot of cool perks like loyalty badges, cool emotes, and early access to videos like this one. Also, we are Mana Traders content creators, so if you want to save up to 25% on your first subscription, all that information is in the description below. So if you want to see more modern content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's get in the gameplay. Alright, welcome to match number 1, and we have a triple Kappa hand. Definitely got a mulligan this one. Way too slow. We will keep this hand though. We have Pinnacle, which is what we want on turn 1. Gonna put back probably the Spire Bluff. We have turn 1 Spire Bluff, turn 2 Saga. I think that's fine. We can just kind of play out our hand now. Oh, tapped Meticulous Archive. Don't really like seeing white. Just means Wrath Disguise is coming our way. Draw Thoughtcast. That's actually really good. So we will play Engineered Explosives. See if they want to kill this in response. We're not playing Opal first because we want to kind of hide that we have extra mana here, so they might let some of the stuff go. They might just like Solitude this. Alright, they let that go. And now we get to play Opal. And Opal's live. We can actually Thoughtcast here. Let's cast Thoughtcast. Alright, we risked maybe getting some more zeros, but we didn't find any. We could have played Spellbomb for an extra drone, but we weren't so fortunate. So we'll pass. Draw Kappa, so we can get a Kappa soon. Tapped Arena. So this is going to be Jeskai Blink. We actually just did a video on this deck. It's the most popular deck, has a really high win rate, so you're going to be seeing it a lot. Hopefully they're not playing main deck Wrath, but they do pending our mana. Draw Fiery Islet. So let's play Saga. We will Warp Pinnacle, play Spellbomb, get him for 2, and then pass. So we have the Kappa next turn. We can also just start making constructs. We'll probably just do that just to maybe save this. But they can have Solitudes, they can have Consigns. We draw a Bauble, play the Islet. Get in with the drone tokens. Maybe they have Philia? No Philia. We'll just pass. We'll look to make constructs. They might Philia now. Okay, they do Philia. I am holding Bauble. We don't need to cast it. We can maybe save it for a Pinnacle or just for a Kappa turn. If you want, you could play it for a redraw. But we'll see if they want to Riddler, Philia, something. Tap Steam Fence, that's good. Can't imagine they attack, right? They do attack. They're just going to flicker a drone? They do flicker a drone. So if we play out a construct to block, I'm just going to let this happen. If we play a construct, try to block, they could Solitude Ephemerate, they could still do that anyway. We'll just make the construct. They're at 15. We could get a Vexing Bauble here. I know we're not getting Kappa out, so we're going to be weak to a Wrath. But if we can get a Vexing Bauble out, do that. Just make it so that way we don't lose to Evoke Solitude. So Vexing Bauble stops this Bauble. So let's attack. I still think it's fine to get Bauble just to play around the Evoke Solitude. They are going to have enough mana next turn to just hardcast. We are tapped out though. Like, maybe it's right to just play Kappa here. They discharge 1 drone. Philia can blink a construct token, which is whatever. They might have Hardcast Solitude and then blink the other one. Yeah, so maybe Vexing Bauble, not the greatest here. They gain 6. We gain 6. They blink this one. Yeah, I probably could have sequenced that a lot better, knowing that they had enough mana. Here's a Thoughtcast, Shadow Spear. Play out the Shadow Spear. Attack for 1. So we got to get Kappa down, maybe equip Shadow Spear. Mana's a little awkward. That pending actually really hurt us. Maybe we could have just gotten a Mox Opal. That probably would have been the better play instead of Bauble here. Now they blink the drone, play a land. They have 1 card in hand. So it sucks that they can blink their Solitude. Let's crack Bauble. They have enough mana to where evoking doesn't matter, and they only have 1 card in hand. There's the Saga's a good pickup. So again, the only downside is we can't really play Kappa because they could just blink Solitude and then pay for it. They have Consign. Okay. So we can't make mana with this. So let's play Pithing Needle. They can always blink this and crack Flooded Strand if we name it. Just name Teferi. You could always hold up Aether Spellbomb too as an option. Naming Flooded Strand makes it so they can't Surveil this turn. They've been a land. So they would have drawn a land, potentially. They attack with both. Alright, they don't blink anything. Down to 8. No plays. Weapons Manufacturing. Yeah, so the fact that this doesn't tap for mana is unfortunate. We'd be a lot better off. Let's play Ornithopter. And we'll just play out Kappa. Wow, they had the Strix. What a top deck. So if we would have played Weapons Manufacturing, they wouldn't have been able to do that. What a good top deck, though. Move to combat. I'm just gonna bounce Philia. They're not gonna attack with Solitude. They just cast Philia. Thoughtcast. Alright, we can't tap this for mana. We're not gonna make a construct here. I guess we just get Mopal. And play out weapons. Cast Thoughtcast. Play this tapped. Cast Memnite. Let's cast EE on 0. Can maybe hold this because if we're gonna pop it, everything's gonna go. So far we only have 2 munitions. Alright, they both attack. Philia is probably gonna blink the bird. Block here. Down to 4, they're up to 15. They just need to keep bricking. They could flage us down to 1. Alright, no plays. Draw Urza's Saga. Play that. We'll sack Islet, draw a card. Metallic Rebuke. A little slow. Cast Pinnacle. Just pass again. They attack with both. They're gonna blink this. Oh, they just blink Solitude. Okay. So we get to eat the dog. And again, this whole time we could have just popped the munitions and killed both of them. Flicker. Okay. That's what we're gonna end up having to do, but I was seeing if we could draw just anything. So now that they use the Ephemerate, Solitude's gonna come back, eat the Pinnacle. We'll just pop the weapons, pop the Engineered Explosives. At least this gains us life. That's really cool. Another Islet. So let's play that. We're gonna use the Opal mana because it's gonna die. So we're gonna kill all the zeros, kill Solitude, kill the dog, and hit them. So wipe the board, and then we'll just pass. No rebound. So if they miss one more turn, then we get to make constructs and just kill them. Alright, they cast Ragavan. Just a hasty Ragavan. I mean, I'm gonna make a construct. They're gonna kill it one way or another, so it's not really gonna matter when. Maybe they have like a discharge, a block. They have something, right? Fable. Okay. Alright, they make a goblin. So even if we didn't make the construct, they would have had 3 mana to pay for the rebuke, so I'm glad we did that. Very sloppy game on our end. Another Engineered Explosives. I mean, we're gonna make a construct. They have no cards in hand. We have the Shadow Spear on the field. We'd get Boots. That costs 1 to equip, though. We're just like short on mana. We'll get the Boots. Equip Boots. Make it so they have to block with the Goblin Shaman. Cast EE. Attack with both. So they have 1 turn to draw out of this. But they get a draw step, and then they get 1 loot with Fable. They loot away a land. They find something. Oh, they find a Flage. That's not going to do it. Yeah, really sloppy game by us. Sequencing was a little off, but it's alright. Alright, so against Jeskai Blink. Definitely want the Moons, definitely want the Blasts, definitely want Dispute. Kind of want a lot, actually. I like all this. Can take out the EEs. Needle can come out. This is a good Emery matchup, too. So let's say we want all this. Got Shadow Spear, Aether Spellbomb. Bouncing's a little awkward just because they all have the ETBs. Let's say we have this. That's 60. We do like Detect Intrusion here just because they are a Wrath deck. Don't really care about Crypt. It is a 0 drop, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna try that. Alright, game 2, and this is a good Pinnacle hand. Assuming they don't have Solitude. Get to do a lot of good stuff here. Can we live the dream? Let's see. We're gonna warp. Are they gonna let us have it? Bauble. We even have the intrusion in case we want to counter a Wrath. So they fetch. Damn, okay. Yeah, that would have been sick. We would have had a turn 1 Kappa if they didn't have that. Alright, we're just gonna pass. I'm not gonna play this stuff out yet. That's play versus draw right there. That's funny though, because we do come up on a card here with the drone token. 2 mana for High Noon. Oh, well, that's awkward. High Noon, that's such like a random card too. Most decks don't play this. Blood Moon. We're gonna play Opal. We can only cast 1 spell a turn, so now we can hold up Detect Intrusion if we need. And then next turn, if they play like a greedy something or other, like maybe like a duel, we can just slam Blood Moon down. And Ragavan. Oh, the dash is awkward. Damn. So now they get the treasure token, so Blood Moon's less effective. They hit a Bauble too, but they can't cast it. Maybe they use the treasure token? Hallowed Fountain, untapped. Sink into Stupor. We'll play the Springs tapped, just because it's the land. We'll play out Memnite. And then again, we'll still hold up Detect Intrusion. This can play Ragavan, and then as long as they don't have Wrath with the double white. I considered playing Blood Moon there as well. Next turn, I think we'll Blood Moon because we have the Memnite out. Because the Ragavan's just going to get treasure tokens, and that's not going to be helpful here. They do have the fetch land, so they can get a basic. Dash Ragavan. They attack. No plays. Draw Saga. We'll play that out. See if they want to consign this trigger. They do. So I'm being really cautious about the Wrath. We could play Blood Moon here. Then just fetch a basic. I think I'm just going to chill. Let's attack. I guess, because they have this treasure token, so this is double white or double blue, depending on what they want. And if they Wrath, they hit all this, and we're just kind of rebuilding. Let's just do it. It's unfortunate because they can fetch. They do get the planes. So we'll see if they have the Wrath Disguise. They'd only get 2 cards out of it, so it's, well, 3, I guess. It's not the biggest deal. They'd have to use the treasure token, then they're just kind of stuck with Blood Moon. They have no blue mana. Ophelia. So Ophelia is a way out of Blood Moon. And that's why we wanted to get this down before they had the white, but they have the treasure token, so it didn't matter. So we're just going to play Kappa. So they can blink this if they want. They can also just blink Blood Moon, but then Ophelia dies. They do use the treasure. I'm assuming it's for Riddler. They need a blue. Hardcast Solitude to get rid of the drone. They're trying to cast 2 spells and they can't because of High Noon. No attacks. Thoughtcast. So we can Thoughtcast or we can just play another Mox Opal. Let's cast Thoughtcast. Attack for 5. So no blocks. They're just going to blink Solitude and pay for the board. They will lose their... No, they won't lose their Ophelia. Maybe we could have held up Detect Intrusion. So if we just play an Opal, hold up Detect Intrusion, attack for 6. Yeah, I think that was the right play. And then we attack for 7, we counter their trigger. Yeah, I think that was a mistake then. They just play Ragavan. Now they're going to blink Solitude and pay for it. Yeah, I definitely messed that up. Because we could just counter this ability and then they're dead. Play Spire Bluff. Now we're short on artifacts too. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. Play Claws. So we could sacrifice Moon to make this active, but it gives them blue. But they're going to have blue anyway. Yeah, lots of mistakes this game. It's the first match, so we'll call this a warm-up. Alright, they get in for a bunch. They blink High Noon. Interesting. Ragavan triggers. They find Rebuke. Ugh, no. They found Rebuke. We can still pay for it, though. So what's funny is, I guess we'll see what they're casting. Riddler. We actually get to counter this High Noon on the way back down. Blue. Counter it. So now that they don't have a High Noon. Pretty sick. Oh no, what do they have? They went to go tap mana for something. I think they went to go tap blue and they couldn't do it. Alright, that worked out. Draw Thoughtcast. So let's warp Pinnacle. Tap this for blue. Cast Thoughtcast. Draw Emery. Cast Mox Opal. Keep this one. Cast Emery. And then we'll pass. Gonna hold Galv Blast for something. Maybe dog. Flage. Alright, they get the Emery. They'll sacrifice a gain of life. They don't gain any life. Beginning of combat. Let's kill the dog. No attacks. Interesting. And then I guess they're over it. Alright, match 2 on the play. And we have a Pinnacle turn 1. Nothing really else going on. Double Thoughtcast, double Pinnacle. Not the greatest hand. I think we mulligan this one. We have a lot better 6s. Like this. So we'll keep this. Probably put back Boots. We're up against Eldrazi. So we can lead off an island. Not the most exciting. Cast Pinnacle, cast Bauble, and say go. We would have liked some more 0 drops, but it's fine. Devour, reveals, Tower. Okay. So it is going to be Eldrazi Tron. They play a map. So game 1 against Eldrazi is not the greatest, but we have a lot of sideboard cards for this matchup. Another Saga. Play that out. Get it for 1. They're most likely going to have turn 3 Tron. They also have main deck Karn, so not the greatest for us. Yeah, there's the Tower. We'll see what their payoff is. They do get the Power Plant. We draw Midnight. We'll just pass. I think the only way we're winning is if their payoff isn't insane and we can beat them down with constructs. See if they have Karn here. Yeah, damn. Maybe they're going to go Karn Bridge. So we're not cracking Bauble because we want larger constructs to kill Karn. Then we can always crack it later. They might be looking for something to block one of the constructs. They do get a Ballista to block X equals 1. So I'll make the construct. Mox Opal. I think we just make another construct. Go get Pithing Needle and Needle Karn. Needle Karn. Add another Saga. I'll attack Karn down. Probably block here or kill the drone. Oh, they just let that go. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, because they let that go, now we get to Thoughtcast here. They could always just murder us anyway, but we'll just pass. Maybe we want to Pinnacle and cast all these 0 drops. You could always draw Weapons Manufacturer. They have unlimited mana. Maybe they have Ugin, Devour. Okay, that doesn't do anything. They just pass. Draw another Saga. Okay. So we could play Pinnacle, play 2 0 drops, make these constructs 9/9s, and then they have to block. I feel like these constructs should be fine. We could make a 3rd. We just don't want them to get K commanded. If we play Spellbomb, bounce Ballista, they kill the drone, and then we play out 2 more. It's 8/8, that's still not enough. So play out Saga. I think we just swarm the board. Cast Pinnacle, cast Claws, cast Spellbomb. There we go, and they concede. So I'm glad we were able to beat that turn 3 Tron with Karn on the draw. So against Eldrazi, we want triple Blood Moon, triple Consign. We can take out the Graveyard Hate, take out the Manufacturing, Engineered, and a Claws. Bring in these 6, and we want Galv Blast for... Let's take out the Bauble for a Vandal Blast too. I'm gonna try that. Alright, game 2, and this hand has turn 1 Pinnacle into Engineered Explosives, and that's about it. We have double Kappa, but I think we can mulligan for Consign or Blood Moon. Alright, this has neither, but we're not going to go to 5. Kappa's good against Karn. I think we put back the land. Definitely not a great 5, but we'll try it. They've revealed double Devour. They keep us 7. Power Plant, Thought Not Seer, Kozak's Command. Really good card. So I'm assuming they're keeping a Tron land here. Mine, Flute, Battleship. They brought in Battleship, okay. Engineered Explosives. We're just going to play this tapped. Feels bad. Like maybe you go to 5 here, just because we can have explosive hands. Oh, they kept a 1-lander? So weird. They're giving us a chance. Oh no, they lost connection to the game. Did they rage quit? Oh no. I guess we'll see. Alright, it looks like my opponent rage quit. Oh well. Alright, match 3 on the draw. We're going to keep this hand. We have Pinnacle with Engineered, double Memnite. No red mana, unfortunately. Like Green Suns, I guess, for Dryad Arbor, yeah. Maybe we can draw a red source? Or is it Saga? Yeah, this is pretty awkward because we want a Pinnacle on turn 1, play these out, but then turn 2, we don't have the red for manufacturing. I think we still do it. Us not having the red, I'm just not going to worry about it. Play these for 0, play Memnite, play Memnite. Because if we draw a Kappa, we'll be happy we did this. 2 mana for Rumble, and they reveal a white. They pick the land, okay. So maybe they were missing their land drops. They fetch at our upkeep. Maybe like push something. 3 mana. Oh, Bowmasters. So they'll ping a Memnite. Oh, token. Okay. No, we draw Thoughtcast. Well, we're going to attack. It's fine. They're probably going to trade an army token here and not the Bowmasters. That's fine. It does decrease our affinity count and makes the construct smaller, but I don't mind. Got to get the damage in. All right, they play Halfling. This Bowmasters is killing me. All right, they had a white anyway. Into Sujiri Step. See if they attack with this. All right, they do. I mean, why not? We're not attacking into it anyway. I like to draw a red source. There's Kappa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we just play the Kappa, play this tapped, and then we'll make a construct at the end of the next turn. Maybe? Or we just get Shadow Spear and equip. Kappa's really hard for them to deal with, though. They might have Yawgmoth, casting a legendary spell. Or maybe they have a Final Fantasy guy. Oh, it's Grist. So next turn they can kill Kappa. That's kind of annoying, because they can uptick this turn, then downtick target, and then pay 1, 2, 3, 4. Even if it has the ward, they could pay 5. We could just kill Grist. They uptick. They shouldn't have any attacks. They still have 2 mana open. Let's see what we can do here. Springleaf Drum. Let's vote the mana. So we kind of have to kill Grist, or Grist is going to kill Kappa. I think we get Shadow Spear. I think that's the play. That happens. Equip Kappa. Actually, we can just attack them, attack Grist, attack Grist. Nah, they can still downtick. So let's attack Grist, them. We'll attack like that. They go to 10, we go up to 26. I think we hold on to Springleaf Drum to make this unblockable next turn, just in case we don't draw an artifact. Maybe it looks like we have Metallic Rebuke up too. We could always draw with Thoughtcast if we get desperate, but they just ping these down. Could play more 0 drops to pump this up. We'll see next turn what they do. Looks like they're playing another Grist. 4 mana, 5 mana. I was going to say, is this Tatiana or Titania? They do play Titania. They get a fetch land, so they do get to make a 5/3. Engineered Explosives can kill their 5/3s though, and their constructs. We'd lose this, but it's kind of whatever. So they can get in with white, down to 22. That's kind of what I'm assuming they're going to do. They're going to crack this, make a 5/3, make a construct, and draw Thoughtcast. So let's play Springleaf Drum. They don't have any flyers, so this is lethal with the flyers. But they have, so let's see. We attack for 10 in the air. We attack for 10, 8 unblockable, 2 flying. None of these have reach, unless their last card is push. I think that's what our opponent's trying to decide on. Okay, and we get there. All right, so we're up against kind of like Sacrifice. We definitely want the Whip Flare, Galv Blast, maybe Emery for some grinding. Definitely want all this. I think Vexing Bauble can come out. They do have Bowmasters, so maybe like 1 Thoughtcast out. Not the biggest deal. Tormod's Crypt, I think, is good against Titania and maybe some other stuff. So let's say if we want these 4 in, we need 2 more cuts. Maybe a Needle? I'm not sure what we're needling. Take out 2 Thoughtcast. We'll try that. Could be wrong, but we'll see. Alright, game 2, and this is a 1-lander. If it was colored mana, I'd totally keep this because we get Pinnacle into 3 zeros, but fortunately, we have the mulligan. This is the same thing. Last hand we could have kept because we had the Opal for colored mana, but this one, Saga into Springleaf Drum. Let's try one more time. Alright, we'll keep this. Put back Sync, Spellbomb. Pretty unfortunate mulligans. You probably could have kept that 7. We just would have had to spew our entire hand before playing Pinnacle. Oh god, they have Vexing Bauble. Oh no. Alright, well, That's unfortunate. I mean, at least we mulliganed pretty hard and we would have gotten cooked anyway. Halfling. I mean, do we bring in Vandal Blast for that stuff? We have Aurora, we could maybe bounce it at some point, but we probably have to make our land drops. Another Fiery Islet, play that out. Noble Hierarch, Ignoble Hierarch. Get it for 1 or 2, I mean. At least they're not doing anything. Another Fiery Islet, okay. One more land and we have Aurora and we can just pop off. Pretty funny, we've drawn all 3 islets in the top 8 cards. Rumble. That reveals Beseiju, Force of Vigor too. They're definitely going to take Beseiju. That's what they do. One of the few decks playing Force of Vigor. They do play out the Beseiju, so they have access to 5 mana. Most likely going to be Titania again. Get back Verdant Catacombs. Wish we had Rebuke up, that'd be sick. Alright, now they're going to have a clock on us. 5, 10, 11. Let's see, we take 2 damage, play Weapons Manufacturing. If we draw the land... I don't even think we can still like get out of this, even if we draw the land. We'll play it out a sec, but just the on-the-play Vexing Bauble hosed us. And also mulliganing to 5. 10, 11. Untap, bounce that. I'll just scoop it up. So do we want Vandal Blast? I'm going to say no. Like, if it's just the Vexing Bauble, I don't think we bring in the blasts. All right, game 3, this hand. Can't keep a 7. Gonna mulligan. I mean, I guess we keep this. Still not very good. I think we put back the Engineered Explosives. We can make our land drops. We have removal. Even if they have the Vexing Bauble, we don't have any zeros anyway. This hand's pretty weak, though. Very controlling hand. We can at least kill the dorks. Play Spire Bluff. Pass. Like, best case scenario, they go Vexing Bauble, pass, then, like, play 2 dorks, and then we whip flare them or something. They kept a 7. Alright, so there's the Vexing Bauble. It's crazy they keep a 7 and they have that on their opener, because I don't think they run too many. That's actually pretty good. So we can play Weapons Manufacturing. So now if we get a bunch of artifacts, we can churn this out and then play Kappa. Gets around Vexing Bauble. Underground Mortuary. Push to the yard. Fiery Islet. Let's play that and pass. Ignoble Hierarch. I want them to play, like, another 1-drop. Something that can just die to whip flare. Into white. Ooh, okay. Perfect. Draw Ornithopter, okay. Sink into Stupor, can bounce that. Let's play Islet, play Whip Flare, and then we'll just pass. And that's like the best case scenario, that's what we were talking about. They play Surveil Land. Alright, no plays. Springleaf Drum. Let's play Springleaf Drum. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to think if we play this Sink or not to bounce Bauble. I'm just gonna hold it for now. If we want to play it next turn, we can. And then just like cast Kappa. But we can't cast Kappa this turn anyway. There's another white. And it's a 4/4 that doesn't die to Galvanic Blast right now. Opal. Alright, so let's... I think this is fine. If we get rid of this, play this, can Gal Blast this, or Kappa, I think. So let's sink this. Maybe they sack it. Alright, they don't. Cast Ornithopter. They might have Force of Vigor from Weapons Manufacturer. They do. Ah, that's so brutal. Damn, and they had Culling Ritual? Jeez, okay. Yeah, their hand was really good. Alright, we're gonna kill the white. Damn, they had Force, Culling Ritual. We do get a Kappa next turn, but that was pretty brutal. Good draws for our opponent. And now they get to play the Vexing Bauble again. Unless they have hard cast Force. Oh, Ice Tail. Now they'll play the Bauble. They get the Swamp. They mill another Vexing Bauble. And play one. Alright, so at least we know they have a couple, so they're not just like getting the one-ofs. Pinnacle Emissary. So let's play Kappa. Put a clock on them. Oh no. Omnixilus. Damn, they drew really well, huh? Just like, they basically like comboed off, essentially, before we could do anything. Yeah, so they have the Ice Till. They're just gonna like kill us before we get to do anything. Our hand was just way too slow. We'll take a draw step though. If we get to that point, we'll see. Into, oh my god, dude. Yeah, they just had the nuts here. Oh, we draw the Saga. There's no way we can get in. Like, we can get in for 6, but that's about it. Yeah, very good draws for them. Alright, match 4, and we cannot seem to keep a 7, so let's mulligan. Jesus, dude. Yeah, we're just getting really unlucky here. I mean, this deck is pretty high risk, but it's pretty sad. Alright, we'll keep this. Go back a Pinnacle and a Spell Bomb. It's pretty unfortunate. Hopefully this survives. Okay, we draw another 0, which is good. Let's see if this survives, though. As long as they don't have, like, Fatal Push. Cast Mishra's Bauble. Cast Ornithopter. Tormod's Crypt. Alright, we'll pass. So we have no hand now. We'll see if this is remotely enough. Oh no, it's against energy. Okay, nah, this isn't going to be enough. Unless we draw like exactly Kappa next turn. Oh, what is this? Is this Storm? I have Ruben Medallion here? It is Ral. I mean, we have the main deck Tormod's Crypt, but I'm drawing Desperate Ritual. Draw Rebuke. Play this tapped and just hold up in Rebuke and see if it gets there. I guess Desperate Ritual. I'll just come back and I'll let you know if they combo it off or not. Alright, so they're casting Valakut Awakening. I think I'm going to counter this. We are going to tap our Tormod's Crypt, but they don't have Piff. So unless they have exactly Piff in hand, and they let this go, then we'll see if we're screwed or not. Alright, they cast a second one. They do get the transform, so now we're kind of screwed. Damn. We had to get lucky and see if they didn't win the coin flip. I guess we'll see what they hit with their ult. Alright, they hit everything. Damn. Alright, so against Storm, we mulligan to 5 and they turn 3 to us, so it is what it is. But against Storm, we definitely want... We don't really have much, honestly. We have Detect Intrusion and Consign to Memory. Shadow Spear comes out. Pithing Needle could be good to name Ral. Spell Bomb comes out. See, if we want these 5, I think this is a little slow also. Engineered Explosives, Weapon Manufacturing, Fatal Claws. Maybe we'll keep the weapons in. Probably rather have this than anything. I'm gonna try this. Alright, on the play for game 2. This hand does nothing. Turn 1, Springleaf Drum, Opal. I mean, maybe we keep it on the back of Rebuke and Spiderweb. We do have Thoughtcast too, so maybe we can draw it out. Cast Springleaf Drum, then we'll pass. I don't think we have to play out Opal. They're not going to have like Vexing Ball with themselves. Alright, Scalding Tarn pass. Draw another Thoughtcast. We can't play Opal and then cast Thoughtcast and hold up Rebuke. So let's wait one more turn. Not having any creatures for Springleaf. They get an Elegant Parlor. Oh, Static Prison. We're just going to Rebuke this cost reducer. Oh, Reckless Impulse. Okay. Double Ritual. Dispute. I think we have to just do this for a land. Still costs 3 mana. Alright, so we can't cast anything. All we can do is Rebuke. Hopefully they play a cost reducer here and not just like all of rituals. There's a ritual. Alright, Ral. We will counter that. They cast another ritual. Another ritual. Alright, so they cast the rituals and now they're able to pay for Ral. Our opponents tonight are having it all at the end. We have these we had those first 2 games and now we've only really had one good match, it seems. But they had triple Desperate Ritual to pay for the Metallic Rebuke. They have 2 cards in hand, so they have to get super unlucky to lose here. There's a Wish. So they're going to Wish for something for 2 mana. They get the Flip Ral now. We'll see what they hit. Pass in Flames. Yeah, damn. Alright, so that was Izzet Affinity trying weapons manufacturing in Modern. So unfortunately, that league was super boring, and we got really unlucky in our mulligans and in most of our batches. Our opponents that league either rage quit or just had the nuts and we got turn 3'd or they had all their sideboard cards. We really didn't get to do the thing that league, but again, it's a very high risk deck and it did not pay off. We'll definitely revisit this deck again, hopefully get a bit luckier next time. But that'll do it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more Modern content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time. Peace.